It's been a while since I've talked about Skate, so let's bring it up in conversation again. So basically, we now have an official launching date for Skate, which is going to be the 16th of September. And I know this is going to be a pretty late video because I know this news came out back in August, and I am recording this in September, first week of September. So it's probably worth keeping in mind that it's unusual to see games launch on early access on the PlayStation side. Not completely unheard of, but it can be unusual at times. So it's going to be launching on PS5, Xbox Series S and X, as well as PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So it's going to be aiming for basically every single platform on the earth that isn't Nintendo or portable, except for those portable PCs, because of course. That being said, however, it's worth keeping in mind that because this game is launching in early access and is largely going to be funding its microtransactions through things like cosmetics and things like that, it's certainly a direction to take for skateboarding games. But the problem is, a lot of us skateboarding fans don't actually want that. We do want a full Skate title rather than something else in between. And before people start talking about it in the comments below, though I would very much appreciate comments, even if you're wrong, it's worth keeping in mind that Skate is an incredibly different style of game than Tony Hawk. Yes, both of those are skateboarding games, but they play very, very differently. Skate focuses on the more realistic aspect of using your front and back legs on a board, similar to, like, games we've seen later on come out, like Skater XL and Sessions Skate Sim. Yes, that's the other one. And there was actually another one as well that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, all of these games are actually quite good, but they are very, very different from a Tony Hawk game, so it's very much worth keeping that in mind. But yeah, free-to-play physics-based skateboarding game Skate, launching in early access on the platforms as mentioned, and PC via Steam, Epic Games Store, and EA app on September 16th. Okay, so they're aiming for like just everything on the PC basically. And it's supposed to be apparently a complete evolution of the franchise built to last, says Skate executive producer Mike McCartney in a press release. And of course, they're going to have to try and make it sound as glorious as possible, but we'll see how that goes. I'll go with Skate. Man, I still can't believe there's like a period in there, like a full stop basically, is to capture the freedom, creativity, expression, and community of skateboarding and share it with as many people as possible. From day one, our priority has been to honor the legacy of the franchise while pushing it towards a bold new future, one built in partnership with our players. And that's interesting because if you've ever played a Skate game, you'll know that a few of the biggest things about Skate is building skate parks, sharing those skate parks with other people, changing the way that your character looks, sharing that with people. And then on top of that, you've got stuff like sharing sick vids, taking screenshots during like some sick tricks that you're doing, sharing your best combos with people, and just like basically going on like sort of just playing some like going free roaming together in like a single skate park, for example. There's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with Skate, and there's something really worth mentioning here, and especially that if you're into trophies on the PlayStation side, Skate's trophies look quite interesting actually. So they do in fact have a platinum trophy, which I'm quite surprised by. So you've got, the usual trophies and things, and people have already started popping trophies. That's interesting. The game hasn't even come out yet. Has it? September 16th. It might be part of the beta or something like that. But yeah, so you've got, I still can't believe that this game actually has a platinum trophy. Happy that it does, and that the PS5 and PS4 versions are, of course, going to be different stacks. But something important to keep in mind is that throwdown challenges are in the game. You've got amateur, semi-pro, pro challenges, as well as co-op challenges. So it very much is leaning on its multiplayer roots, as it's been very much known to, spectating other skaters. But the most important thing to keep in mind is there is a trophy here called completed 19 missions. What I think is probably going to happen is that there's going to be 19 missions in the game at launch, and then after that, maybe more missions will be added later on down the line. Because if you ask most Skate players, they're probably going to be like, oh, I have about 20 or so, which 19, close enough to 20 to launch off with, and then add more as the time goes on. So basically, missions are where you have to do a specific series of tricks, or you need to meet specific criteria in order to complete them. Either you need to do a certain number of grind tricks while earning a particular score, or you need to stay in the air for a particular amount of time during a single trick. You know, very like various things like that, basically, just to kind of give you a bit of an idea. Now this I thought was actually quite interesting. So Skate head of creative Jeff Semerson said, community is the heart of skateboarding, which it absolutely is, and the heart of it is skate. Don't know if I can agree with that. From day one, we've aimed to create an open, welcoming space shaped by players, which sounds like a good thing. We've built this game alongside our community, listening, learning, and evolving together. And I really do hope that they took some good lessons from that. Whether you're a seasoned skater or just dropped in, Skate is a place to express yourself, connect, and grow. Now, this is the most important part. No gatekeepers, no barriers, just a city built for skating and a community that keeps it alive. Early access is a huge milestone in that journey, and we're hyped to keep growing San Vansterdam with our crew around the world. And that's an interesting thing. No gatekeepers, no barriers. Basically, releasing on every single platform, releasing free to play. And it's not like the games are restricted by age necessarily, and that it's about as accessible as Fortnite is to people, which I thought was actually quite a interesting thing to say, and a good way of tackling this, because especially when you're talking about a heavily multiplayer focused title like Skate is, honestly, I kind of agree with the whole idea of no gatekeepers, no barriers. And of course, looking at the screenshots, the game looks absolutely sick. And I'm definitely jumping in and playing it like 100%, because I would be just an absolute hypocrite if I didn't jump in and play it, to be completely honest. And then of course they have like a bit of an overview of the actual game itself, having unique neighborhoods, which feels cool initially. I do want to look around at the location, see how it's been designed. Are the hazards in the right places to be able to pull off some sick tricks? Are the grind rails going to be there? Will I be able to get some insane air? Though, in saying that, it's also unfortunate that the Hall of Meat might not actually be present in this new Skate, which honestly was one of my personal favorite modes of Skate 3, for example. And of course, improving on the flickered system. I do hope that, so basically the idea of the flickered system is that the left stick is your front foot and the right stick is your back foot on a skateboard. And you can, of course, swap, your left and right foots as being front and back. You can pick up your skateboard, walk around, and do stuff like that, which I think is really cool. So I really, really am interested in seeing how things go, how early access has kind of helped this game, but also how seasons of this game are ultimately going to end up working. Basically, the idea is during early access, players can expect to see new content every season, offering fresh challenges, cosmetics, music, world updates, and new events each season. So I do ultimately wonder how long this game is going to last, because I don't know if it's gonna. That's the weird thing. I hope it does, but I can't be certain as to whether or not things are going to work out as well as I hope. That being said, though, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year, and with all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.